If you clicked on this video because you feel just especially right now, like deep in it, just lost, confused, just void of meaning in your life, I just pray that this blesses you. This has been helpful stuff for me to think about as just the ever-present fundamental question of man's search for meaning. Like, what does my life mean? What's the reason for why I exist? To like feel fulfilled, to feel self-confident, especially if you feel like in a rut. I think it often comes back to this just fundamental question of like, what's my life all about? I came across this article a while back, and I'll link the article down below, but it kind of gives a little bit of a psychological breakdown of how we establish meaning in our lives, of like feeling fulfilled in doing certain things and feeling like my life has value and has reason. It comes down to three things. I think these are a great framework to help as you and I consider like, how do I establish like meaning and just feel good about my life? Those three things are coherence, purpose, and significance. Just want to talk through those things real quick and just like, what do they mean and how can we use those as a way to view and build a real sense of meaning in my life? The first one is coherence, which essentially means that I can see that things are happening for a reason in my life, that the events and happenings of my life can kind of coherently fit together. Things from my past and things from my future, that I'm on some path, that I'm going somewhere, that there's some vision and there's some roadmap and some way that I've been walking and I'm walking towards something. Often this feeling of like just being lost or meaningless has to do with like, I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm just kind of aimlessly going through life and I don't really have any direction and I don't really know what I'm moving towards or what I'm really striving for. So if coherence is the thing for you that you feel like you're really lacking on, then I would say the one practical, I want to give like maybe a practical for each one of these, is to establish a goal, to set a goal in your life, something to strive for, because this gives you direction. Hopefully something that I can take tangible steps towards so that the things that I'm doing in my life have some kind of reason, have some kind of path, and then it gives me personal vision, and it kind of gives me a little bit of a why, and it feels like I'm not just walking aimlessly, but I'm moving towards something, that I've been in this place and I'm going to this end goal. The second one is purpose, and this has more to do with like the specific actions and things that I'm doing, but that I have some kind of personal mission, that something that I'm doing, that I have certain gifts and talents and abilities that I'm cultivating and using and acting on for some greater good for myself or for others. Because I think maybe often this feeling of meaningless or this being lost has to do with like, I just feel like I'm no good. And I feel like there's nothing that I have real passion for, that I'm really good at, that makes any kind of impact. That I don't have special gifts or skills or abilities, and the work I do has no real sense of meaning or impact or personal purpose for me or for others. So maybe the practical thing for purpose, if you feel like you're kind of void of this and you feel like you're no good and you feel like there's nothing that you work on that provides some impact or meaning to you, is to cultivate a gift or a talent or an ability or some kind of personal project, whatever it is. And maybe there's something that you actually do have some sort of gift in, you've never really been affirmed in it, or you've never really pursued it. Actually cultivate it, put some work into it, and find something, whatever it might be, that's going to set your heart on fire. That as you work on it, maybe it's some way that you can be creative, or that you can be more active, or something that gives you real energy, real fulfillment. And I would say even to advance the sense of purpose even further is to cultivate some kind of gift, talent, project, whatever it is, that's going to impact and benefit other people. Not just for my own good, but that's going to give some purpose and meaning to other people as well and impact them in a positive and beneficial way. And the third one is significance. And I think this has most to do with people, that I am personally significant to other people. I think the question that this comes to is like, who do I matter to? Like, does my life matter to other people? Do people care about me? I think this one probably has maybe even a bigger role in this sense of meaning than we might think. Just like the sense of isolation, like a feeling of just void of meaning or lost, or that I'm no good, can, I think, probably in the biggest sense come from that, like, does anyone care about me? Do I really matter to anyone? Maybe a short story to illustrate the point. There's a period of time right after I graduated college for I think about 2 weeks, where I was in between jobs and so not doing much, but also like close friends had traveled away and family was far away and I was living by myself. And I just remember this, like, it was really isolating. And I remember thinking, like, if I just went deep in drugs or something at this, like, for these 2 weeks, would anyone know? Would anyone check in on me? Like, am I so isolated that I'm insignificant to the world right now? That can be really hard. The sense of isolation, I think, just strips us of meaning and I think it adds to the other things of coherence and purpose as well. So the practical thing, I think, if you feel like you're just void of significance, like, do I matter to anyone? Is to cultivate a deep friendship. Like, to find someone, maybe it's someone you already have a little bit of a friendship with, or someone totally new, but to develop a deep friendship with someone so you know you at least have one person, hopefully that grows more, but at least one person that you are, like, personally significant to, that your life matters to someone else. Kind of the last thing is, as we look at these three things, coherence, purpose, significance, this is why a life as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus Christ, gives us incredible meaning. Because our lives, in the view of being an adopted son or daughter of God, a follower of Jesus Christ, coherence, God has a plan for my life, that I am not wandering aimlessly, but God has a good plan for me, and I'm moving towards an eternal destination of heaven. That I have been given incredible gifts, and the Lord desires for me to use those gifts for His glory, and that everything that I have hopefully has purpose and impact, and I should have desire to make eternal impact on my brothers and sisters around me. And I am a brother and a sister, an adopted son or daughter of God, and my life is eternally significant to a God who loved me so much to send His Son to die for me. At the end of the day, if nothing else, life with Jesus Christ hopefully gives us a real sense of meaning. That my life is happening for a reason, with real coherence, with real purpose, with real significance, to a good Father who loves me incredibly, more than anyone ever could. If you, my friend, feel so lost and so meaningless in a place right now, let this be your starting place. Life with Jesus Christ gives us real meaning. And from there we can move with great hope that your life will have coherence, purpose, significance, and incredible eternal meaning to the God of the universe and to the people around you.